Intangible asset is obviously anything which does not have physical form, and definitely it excludes all the financial assets. Just get to know that one. Apart from that, what exactly are we looking at in terms of intangible asset? So intangible asset is an asset with no physical form. What is an asset, guys? A resource controlled by an enterprise and held for use in the business, which is what it is. Mukyama, two more attributes. They are separately identifiable and cost is ascertained. Some important on the point is random. No physical form is for us, like it's easier for us to visualize. Intangible asset na enna purinjikradhukku okay. But accounting varumbodhu we are focusing on these areas. These are separately identifiable and cost is ascertainable. Windows software, tangible, intangible. Intangible. Laptop, tangible. But the operating system is always intangible. The physical unit is always tangible. If I'm going to buy a laptop without any preloaded operating system, which is how I used to buy, quite some time back. Preloaded எதுவுமே இல்லை வாங்கிடுறேன் laptop 40,000 rupees. I'm buying an original Windows, let's say around 15,000 rupees. Now I will say 15,000 is intangible, 40,000 is tangible. சொல்லலாமா? Because there is ரெண்டுமே இருக்கு. On the 55 that I'm spending. What if I'm going to buy a smartphone? Does it have hardware? Yes. Does it have software? Yes. Is it possible for somebody to split them and segregate them and show? So you are required to look at a case where is it even possible for you to segregate. Segregate பண்ண முடியாட்டி என்ன பண்ண முடியும்? Windows always gives you a transfer right, especially one involving paper license. So you can pretty much say, I'm surrendering the license in system A, I want to use it for system B. Permissible. Surrender பண்ணி தனி process இருக்கு, but you can do that. அப்ப என்ன அர்த்தம்? Even legally, intangible asset is set. When you're having a smartphone, is it even possible? இந்த phone எடுத்துக்கோ, இந்த operating system நான் வேற phone வச்சுக்கிறேன். Phone வெறும் phone வச்சு வேணாம் பண்ணுவான். So the point we need to appreciate is that we are dealing with a case such as your smartphones where does it have tangible properties? Yes. Does it have intangible properties? Yes. Obviously the intangible items are costing more. The software you pay premium. And some of the smartphones production cost will be like very pittance. It's for the extra software that you're actually paying. Apple is supposed to be a classic example. $800 phone, $150 manufacturing cost. $600. $600 you're paying effectively only for the, all your operating system. Something like that. Point being, it should be separately identifiable. If you cannot identify it separately, gone. The bus ஓட்டுறாங்கல்ல, people who fly buses, public transporting, திருச்சி to Madras, bus ஓட்டுறது. Cost of the bus இருக்கு, அதை தவிர route permits இருக்குல்ல, route permits, are they separate assets or they are tied to an existing bus? They are actually separate assets. You can hold on to a route permit and transfer the bus. This is quite possible. சரியா? திருச்சியில் இருக்கும்போது there was a bus company called as TST, திருச்சி ஸ்ரீரங்கம் டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட்னு ஒன்று இருந்தது. So we all remember, college படிக்கும்போது we were told that the TST sold their business. TST had arguably the worst set of buses. இந்த பஸ் எவ்வளோ மோசம்னா, எங்க ஸ்கூலுக்கு ஒரு பஸ் வரும், டிஎஸ்டி சிஎஸ்டின்னு வரும், 7 CST 7 அந்த பஸ் நம்பர். போற வழியில ஆக்சல் உடஞ்சு விடுது. பஸ்ஸோட ஆக்சல் இருக்குள்ள கீழே, பட் இப்படி வெர்டிகலா சுத்திட்டு இருக்குங்க. தட் broke. Such a fantastic buses these guys used to have. Now I think there are some regulations போல இருக்கு, wherein they say that you are not supposed to use it beyond so period. Some conditions they have. Bus உடஞ்சு விடுது. We knew that if tomorrow these guys are going to sell these buses, nobody will buy. The cost of procurement for the buyer is higher than the cost of the asset itself. So that's why we'll say I don't want the asset. But when the company was sold, they made a massive profit. Now it took us a lot of time to understand that they made money not by selling the bus, but rather by selling the route permits. It is very difficult to obtain route permits. It's very easy to buy a bus, but very difficult to obtain a route permit. இப்போ இந்த டெல்லியில கூட இப்போ ஏதோ ஸ்கேண்டல் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காங்க, ஆட்டோ பர்மிட்ஸ் கிடைக்க மாட்டேங்குது. You can buy an auto, வீட்டுக்குள்ளே ஓட்டிக்கலாம், இல்லாட்டி private board போட்டு ஓட்டிக்கலாம். But to flight on road, you need route permits. To get a route permit is separate asset. It's an intangible asset. So underlying idea, you need to be very clear that it should be separately identified. What cannot be separately identified cannot be capitalized separately. The Android operating system or Apple, iOS, etc. cannot be identified separately, cannot be capitalized separately. You can only debit the asset itself, tangible asset. You cannot call it as intangible asset. Is it clear? Everybody? அடுத்து என்ன? Cost is ascertainable. Significance. Valuation. என்னமா? அப்படி அர்த்தம் இல்லை. But cost is ascertainable is a factor for goodwill not being treated as a intangible asset. Or you cannot show self-generated goodwill in books. படிச்சிருக்கோமா? Right from IPCC days, when we look at all your goodwill, partnership, etc., they say that self-generated goodwill should not be shown in the balance sheet. Why not? You will never be able to ascertain what's the cost. Goodwill is something that happens over a period of time. Is it possible for you to say that activity XYZ I did, adhanala goodwill? Cost of those activities XYZ தான் goodwill cost. சொல்ல முடியுமா? Goodwill happens over a period of time. So they say that, do you have an intangible asset? Yes. And a goodwill இருக்கு. Is it separate identifiable? Yes. I'm still able to command a premium on the products that I sell, and I'm able to sell more volume also. But still the end I'm not able to ascertain the cost, and therefore I cannot show. And this has been happening over a period of time. In the car industry, earlier we had a very classic example. Honda City probably till 2010, at least 9 or 10, these guys are undisputed kings in C2 segment. Nobody could, beat them, thrash them at all. Unbelievably good. Then petrol prices started shooting up. Rivals started coming out with quality products, and they were able to match pound for pound for everything. And suddenly you will find that Honda City started losing credibility. But till that point in time, even if the rival products were good, they were not even able to sell. Forget about selling at a premium. விற்கவே முடியாது. இது நடந்தது. In fact, there used to be a very popular statement that you affix a Honda badge and a Bullock card, people will pay 20 lakhs. It was a fact. Actually, காலி பண்ணிடுவானுங்க. That was the time. அப்போ அவ்வளோ பிராண்டுக்கு ஏன் வேல்யூ அங்க? Why are they able to sell? Is it because of the car or is it because of the name? Appo it was ascertainable, but the cost I am not able to quantify. So cost is ascertainable as an important condition for any capitalization. What should I debit? The cost incurred. And cost is therapy. Finished. Clear, guys?